You think South Africa's billionaires run the country? Think again. Behind every boardroom deal and political headline lies another layer of power, one the public rarely sees. While tycoons pose for magazines and politicians chase headlines, a select group of women quietly move the nation's wealth from behind closed doors. They don't just spend money, they reshape industries, influence policy, and in some cases own entire sectors of the economy. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the richest black wives in South Africa and revealing how they secretly own the country. Stay to the end because number 1 isn't just married to a billionaire, she helped create one. Number 6, Dr. Judy Dlamini, the doctor who diagnosed inequality and built an empire. Before she became one of South Africa's most respected business leaders, Dr. Judy Dlamini wore a white coat, not a power suit. Born in KwaZulu-Natal, she trained as a medical doctor at the University of Natal, but her ambitions were always bigger than the hospital walls. After years in medicine, she pivoted into business, earning an MBA and later a doctorate in business leadership. That's when her empire began to take shape. She founded Mbakani Group, a diversified investment company spanning healthcare, property, retail, and aviation. Under her leadership, it grew into one of South Africa's most quietly influential private groups. But what truly separates Judy from the rest is her purpose. She didn't just build wealth, she built access. Through her foundation and her best-selling book Equal But Different, she's fought to expose the structural barriers that hold black women back in corporate South Africa. She's also the former chair of Aspen Pharmacare Holdings, one of the continent's largest pharmaceutical companies, and serves on several corporate boards, from healthcare to luxury retail. Her estimated net worth sits comfortably in the tens of millions, but her legacy stretches far beyond numbers. Number 5, Futhi Mahanyele-Dabengwa, the tech queen who turned data into power. In South Africa's boardrooms, few names carry the same weight as Futhi Mahanyele-Dabengwa. Her rise isn't the story of privilege, it's the story of precision. Born into a modest family in Soweto, Futhi learned early that education was her ticket out of limitation. Armed with an MBA from De Montfort University in the UK and an executive program from Harvard Business School, she took her first steps in the world of high-stakes finance and never looked back. She started in investment banking, mastering the art of turning numbers into narratives of opportunity. Her analytical eye and unrelenting discipline soon drew attention from major players, and before long, she was tapped to join Shanduka Group, one of South Africa's most influential investment firms. There, she climbed the ranks to become CEO, a rare feat for anyone, let alone a black woman in a male-dominated field. When Shanduka merged with Fembeni Group, Futhi proved that leadership isn't about titles, it's about transformation. Under her direction, the company expanded its footprint across energy, resources, and telecommunications, generating billions in enterprise value. But her defining moment came in 2019, when she became the first black female CEO of Naspers South Africa, one of the largest technology investors on the continent. Suddenly, the woman who once studied business theories in London was leading decisions that shaped Africa's digital future. Her influence touches everything from online marketplaces to media conglomerates, steering technologies that reach millions. And even as she sits on boards for Vodacom, Gold Fields, and global initiatives in youth mentorship, she remains focused on one mission: creating pipelines for young African women to lead in tech. Number 4, Nonkululeko Nyembezi-Heita, the engineer who mastered steel and strategy. If leadership were a science, Nonkululeko Nyembezi-Heita would hold the patent. Long before she became one of South Africa's most powerful corporate figures, she was an engineer, not of machines, but of momentum. After earning her electrical engineering degree from the University of Manchester and a master's in engineering from the California Institute of Technology, Nonkululeko was already stepping into fields where few women ever dared to tread. While others chose comfort, she chose complexity, numbers, systems, and steel. Her early career took her across global giants, from IBM in New York to the telecom and energy sectors in South Africa, before she made her mark as the CEO of ArcelorMittal South Africa, the continent's largest steel producer. There, she wasn't just running factories, she was managing billions in revenue and tens of thousands of livelihoods. Under her watch, the company modernized operations, navigated economic headwinds, and maintained stability in one of South Africa's most volatile industries. Her leadership style, analytical, disciplined, and quietly forceful, a rare balance of intellect and execution that earned her respect even among hardened industrialists. But Nonkululeko didn't stop at steel. She went on to serve as chairperson of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, joining the boards of MTN, Standard Bank, and Sasol, institutions that shaped the nation's economic bloodstream. Her portfolio reads like a blueprint for national power: energy, telecom, finance, mining. Today, her net worth sits comfortably in the multi-million range, but her true currency is influence. Nonkululeko Nyembezi-Heita didn't just break through South Africa's corporate glass ceiling, she melted it down and reforged it into armor. Number 3. Khanyi Dhlomo, the media visionary who turned stories into an empire. Not all empires are built from steel and stone, some are built from stories. And Khanyi Dhlomo understood that long before most people ever saw the power of media. Born in Durban, she became a household name at just 20 years old when she made history as South Africa's first black news anchor on SABC. But Khanyi never wanted to be just a face on television. She wanted to control the story, to shape what South Africa saw, celebrated, and believed. After earning her MBA from Harvard Business School, she returned home armed, not just with credentials, but with a vision to build a media empire rooted in African excellence. She founded Indalo Media, which went on to publish Destiny and Destiny Man, magazines that celebrated entrepreneurship, success, and ambition through an unapologetically African lens. Within a few short years, her company became a cultural force, influencing how young professionals viewed success, luxury, and leadership. Khanyi also launched Luminance, a luxury fashion and lifestyle boutique that put African designers alongside global icons. Though it sparked controversy when it received government funding, she weathered the storm, proving that public debate doesn't deter private ambition. Over time, her empire grew to include digital media, content licensing, and brand partnerships across Africa, cementing her reputation as one of the continent's most sophisticated businesswomen. Her estimated net worth is in the tens of millions, but her cultural impact is worth far more. Khanyi Dhlomo redefined representation. In a world that once dismissed African women from the luxury conversation, she didn't ask for a seat at the table, she built her own. Number 2. Basetsana Kumalo, the beauty queen who became a business titan. Every South African knows the name Basetsana Kumalo, but few understand the empire behind it. Her story begins in Soweto, where she was raised by a teacher and a bus driver. Two parents who taught her that discipline, humility, and vision could rewrite any destiny. In 1994, at just 20 years old, she was crowned Miss South Africa. Overnight, she became a national icon, a symbol of hope in a newly democratic nation. But while many saw a beauty queen, Basetsana saw a launchpad, and instead of fading into celebrity comfort, she made one of the boldest moves in local television history, co-founding Tswelopele Productions, the company behind Top Billing, South Africa's most glamorous lifestyle show. When Tswelopele merged with Promedia and listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, Basetsana didn't just appear on screen, she became an owner. That single decision shifted her from being talent to being power. Her empire expanded into property, cosmetics, and fashion, backed by her trademark blend of grace and strategy. And when she married Romeo Khumalo, a senior executive at Vodacom, they became one of South Africa's most admired power couples, their business interests stretching from telecoms to venture capital. But Basetsana's greatest investment isn't financial, it's generational. Through the Basetsana Kumalo Foundation, she funds mentorship and education initiatives that give young South Africans the tools to build wealth, not just chase it. Today, her net worth sits in the millions, but her influence extends into boardrooms, boardwalks, and broadcast studios alike. Basetsana Kumalo proved that beauty fades, but ownership lasts forever. Number 1. Bridgette Radebe, the mining matriarch who dug her way to power. Mining is one of South Africa's toughest industries, cutthroat, capital-heavy, and historically dominated by men. But Bridgette Radebe didn't just enter the mines, she took command of them. Born during apartheid, she began her career at a time when black women were almost invisible in the mining sector. While others saw limitations, she saw opportunity buried beneath the surface, both literally and strategically. Working as a mining contractor, Bridgette learned the business from the ground up, logistics, operations, and the networks that ran deep through the country's mineral wealth. In the 1990s, she founded Macau Mining, one of South Africa's first 100% black-owned mining companies, with interests in platinum, gold, chrome, and coal. It was a move that defied every expectation, a black woman competing head-to-head with multinational giants. Within years, Macau became a key player in South Africa's mineral economy, earning Bridgette the title of Mining Queen. Her leadership extended beyond profit. As president of the South African Mining Development Association, she championed transformation, fighting for equal access to opportunities long denied to black entrepreneurs. Her influence reached into government policy, where she advocated for inclusive ownership models and empowerment frameworks that changed the very structure of the mining industry. Her marriage to Jeff Radebe, one of South Africa's longest-serving cabinet ministers, gave her a direct line to the highest levels of political power, but Bridgette's achievements stand firmly on their own. Today, her estimated net worth exceeds $100 million, much of it built through mining, property, and long-term investments.